In this video, I'm going to discuss drawing a house, a chimney, a dormer, and inset windows, and it's in my new book, Ellen's Guide to Perspective, on Amazon. When drawing a house in two-point perspective, this lower angle should be more than 90 degrees, especially if it's near eye level, which is probably about here in this picture. The ridge line and the roof line are horizontal, so they converge toward a vanishing point on eye level. Now find the middle of this side using diagonals, and the top of the gable lies above the intersection of these diagonals. The gable includes the part under the roof here. The overhang of the roof is longer in front than it is in back. Find the centers of both sides when you place the doors, and the part of the door in front should be a little bigger than the part in back. The lines inside the house on the left converge toward the vanishing point on the right, while the lines here converge toward the vanishing point on the left. Eye level usually crosses the door about 3/4 of the way up, assuming the viewer is standing. Now the eye of the figure would be on the eye level of the viewer if the following is true. If the viewer is looking straight ahead rather than a bird's eye or worm's eye view, if the figure is about as tall as the viewer, and if the ground is flat. To place the windows, find the middle of the spaces next to the door and have the near side of the window here a little bigger than the far side over here. The tops and the windows of the windows and doors usually line up together, including this side. Spaces between the vertical lines should be larger close by and smaller in the distance. To find the incline of the roof, one method, which I don't recommend, is to find the roof vanishing point for both sides of the roof. And this distance above eye level to the house vanishing point and this distance below eye level should be equal. But you can see how little the house is and how far away these vanishing points are, so they're usually well out of the picture. An easier way to draw a roof is to draw them as triangular prisms. So draw 3 lines that are either parallel or converging, and then put in triangles on both sides so that they touch the same converging lines. This shows a chimney, which is a box on a triangular prism. So we have this line A, and that is parallel to or converging with the roof line and the edge of the roof. Line B here would go in the same direction as the base of this prism or the base of the gable of the roof. This would be the gable. C are vertical lines, and D goes with the slant of the roof. This shows a chimney straddling the roof. So we see part of the chimney here and the other part goes on the other side of the roof line. And these lines are all horizontal, as are these. A dormer is a partial box on an inclined plane. Start by finding the middle of its side here, and the peak of the dormer should be directly above the intersection of the diagonals. And make sure that this peak is separate from the roof line because you don't want the two of them conflated. Now we have horizontal lines here going to the right vanishing point, and these blue lines going to the left vanishing point. So let's say the right vanishing point is right here. Let me use a color you can see. All right, so let's say this is on eye level, the right vanishing point. Well, the lines going to the upper vertical vanishing point will be directly above this, whereas the lines going to the lower vertical vanishing point will be directly below this right vanishing point. So we have the dormer here as a box with a triangular prism on top, and it's sitting on the roof, which is a triangular prism. So the line here, line A, aligns with the slant of the roof. Now line B here goes toward the right, So it would go to the same vanishing point as the edge of the roof and the rooftop. These lines go toward the left, and so they would go to the same vanishing point as the base of the gable. Inset windows and doors are very common, so we need to know how to draw them. And you know that they're inset when you see these receding lines here and when the vertical window pane isn't in the middle. So we need to find the true window, which is this red part. And when you find its middle, you will see that this vertical pane is, in fact, in the middle of the window. It's just that this part we don't see of the window. Now, I drew the window here, and this part is the part that we don't see, and we have to draw that in order to find the true window so that we can find the diagonals and the center of the window so we can put in the window pane properly. So if you want to increase the recession, you increase these lines and you move this window pane over further to the left. A double hung window is just a more complex version of a recessed window. So draw the pink and the yellow rectangles that mark the back of the window. Then draw the blue rectangle around both of them so it's above the pink one and below the yellow one here, and to the right of both of them. That puts eye level about in the middle, which is about right for somebody who's standing looking at the windows. And you could see that there are these receding lines in the corner that indicate the recession of the window. This is the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and I used multiplying rectangles so that these floors get closer together as they move away from the viewer. I described this method in my video about one-point perspective grids. But what I want to discuss is how far can this tower lean before it topples over. And to know that, you need to find the center of the tower with diagonals. And this center must be vertically above the base, so the tower doesn't topple over. In my next video, I'll describe some fun ways to use perspective, and it's in my book, Ellen's Guide to Perspective. Please remember to subscribe.